Usually we start at the front or on the ground, but this time we're starting at the back of the mat, facing the front, standing. This whole practice is actually standing, so you don't need a mat if you don't have one at this moment. No worries. But what you may need is 1 or 2 blocks. For now, just stand tall in Tadasana. When you're ready, go into a standing forward fold. Now, when you hear me say fold, that means bend the knees, heart towards the thighs, or heart, chest parallel to the ground. Hands may be on top of the thighs as you see me here, or they can be on your hips, or your palms may touch the shins. Now, everyone, round the spine, deep knee bend, and then round all the way up to a stand. Mountain. Palms can face forward. Fingers, try not to actively stretch them. Just allow them to spread, and that's it. Don't put too much work in the fingers. I really want you to focus a lot of your attention to your lower back, the back of the legs, the knees, and the ankles. Next, exhale, bend the knees, fold. Top of the head comes towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, your palms may be on your shins, your thighs, your hips here. Bend the knees deep as you need to bend them. And from here, next inhale, bend the knees deep, round your spine, roll slowly roll up to a stand. Again, mountain. Shoulders relax, and check your feet to make sure the feet are parallel to each other. All toes are pointing directly forward, not pointing out as in a penguin feet. Straighten your feet as best as you can. Next, exhale, fold again. Reach those hips up. Bend the knees as you need them to bend. You can grab opposite elbows and let the head, torso, neck hang, rocking side to side. I'm pretty sure that feels comfortable for your lower back. And if it doesn't, bend your knees more. From there, halfway lift. Now, in your halfway lift, your hands could be on the legs or fingertips to the mat. Straighten the back, straighten the legs. And eventually, you will round your spine, bend the knees, and lift up into mountain pose again. Entering tree pose when you come to the stand. Grab a block here if you need to set your left foot on top of it to the highest level of that block. If you don't need it, set the bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right leg as I'm doing here. Watch me if you need to. So this is an easy tree. Just setting the bottom of my left foot to the side of my right calf here. Now I'm also hiking my left hip up and down, and this shifts my right hip here. I'm doing that because I want to give myself enough hip room to stand tall. I want to make sure I'm not lowering one hip or the other. I want to make sure both hips are leveled and I am actively, consciously standing tall. Your hands may be in prayer, on hips, or field goal post. You can challenge yourself by lifting your hands up to the sky. You may look to the right here, giving you different variations so that you don't just do what you see in your yoga teachers. To release, simply drop the foot out of tree pose, bend the knees, and lower down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, legs straighten a little more here. Hips hike up a little bit, but the spine is straight as it can be. Of course, it has a natural curve. Bend the knees, round the spine, roll up to a stand. Mountain into tree pose. Grabbing your block if you need it for the right foot. Same thing you did on the left side. Or the bottom of the right foot can go to the inside of the left calf or to the side of that leg. Hands as they were on the left side, looking to the left if that is an option for your balance. If you're looking to the left, begin to look forward slowly, slowly, releasing your tree pose, both feet down, and exhale, bend the knees, fold. Halfway lift, straighten the legs. Next, inhale, bend the knees again, round the spine, roll up to a stand. Now, bring both of the feet together towards the center line of the mat and step one foot in front of the other, crossing the legs here as I'm doing. I'm bending my knees and I'm bringing my hands to the mat. Now, use both blocks if your hands can't quite come to the ground and fold. Legs are crossed. Roll back up again, bend the knees if you need to. Step up so that both feet are next to each other, and then opposite foot crosses in front of the other. Fold. We're taking 4 steps forward. Each step you're folding. Bend the knees, round the spine, rolling back up. Push the hips slightly forward as you come up. Feet come together and then step the opposite foot in front of the other. Cross the legs. Fold. Try not to have both feet separated by many, many inches. Just a couple inches that the feet are separated. Just simply cross the legs so that you can comfortably fold. Round the spine back up. Take one more step forward. Cross that foot in front of the other and fold. Maybe you can go deeper in this last one before we reach the front and turn around. When you're ready, roll back up. Step to the front and then turn around so that you're facing the back of the mat. We're going to do all of that walking to the back. But first, some trees. Reaching one foot up the leg into a tree pose. Doesn't matter which foot you start with. And it doesn't matter what variation of the hands that you do. Just know that you are keeping your balance and you can maintain your stature here. The best way to maintain your balance in tree pose, look down, not directly down, but diagonally down at an angle. Maybe like a 50-degree, 65-degree angle looking down, something like that. Or I'm just putting out numbers. Just look down at that angle. That helps you to maintain your tree pose. And when you're ready, release the foot down, interlace your fingers looking up, and exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold, but straighten the arms out in front of you, spine straight, legs straight. And come all the way down into a forward fold. Bend the knees or not. And you don't have to come down like that. Do what you've been doing before. When you're ready, release. Bend the knees, round the spine, lift up into tree pose, opposite leg. So if you started with standing on the left, this time you're standing on the right. Same hands as you did before. Maintain your balance. Make sure the bent knee is pushing back, not too much. Don't send yourself out of balance. Release that tree. Hands up, interlaced or not. Palms may touch if they want to. Exhale, forward fold. Legs straight, arms straight, spine straight or not. When you reach the ground, halfway lift, fingertips to the mat or on the legs. Next, exhale, bend the knees, round the spine, lift up. And let's crosswalk 4 times forward. Cross one foot in front of the other, legs are crossing, fold. Walk with your blocks if you need to. Lift back up. As you take your inhale, step the opposite foot forward, cross the legs, fold. Make sure the toes of both feet point forward, not out. Lift back up again. Hands on hips if you need to lift up, bend the knees if you need to. Step forward, cross the legs, fold. When you fold, please do your best to bring the top, the very crown of your head to come close to the ground. This will stretch the back of the legs more. Lift up again. Cross as you step forward for the last time. Fold. Hips lift up. Belly button pushes towards your spine still as you exhale. Even when you're folding, it doesn't matter. Lift up again. Come to the back of the mat where we started. Turn around so that you're facing the front. Mountain. Standing in a tree pose, your version. easy, or lift the foot up closer towards the pelvis, placing it above the knee. Push the leg out a little bit, the bent knee. Push that knee out just a little bit externally. That'll kind of externally rotate the hip as well. Hands in prayer, center your hands. Now, important thing, your gaze. It doesn't have to be up. Balancing yourself is easier in tree pose when you look down at an angle, not directly down, but maybe just a little past the fingers. Release tree, stand for a moment, push the hips forward, micro inch or two, I won't see it. And then for figure chair pose, lift one knee, whichever foot bent in tree pose, lift that knee into the hands, interlacing the fingers around the knee. And then set that foot on top of the standing thigh. Bend that standing knee deep, deep. Lower the hips as if it's going to a chair, but the heart goes towards the foot deep, like the heart goes parallel. Lift back up into a stand, release the foot. Mountain, push the hips forward a little bit, micro inch or two. It's like a small, subtle movement. Hands come down to the ground. Keep the legs straight as they can be. Of course, bend the knees if you need to. Whichever leg has been the standing leg so far for this part of the sequence, that's the leg that you're going to hold with the opposite hand. So for me, my right leg has been the standing leg. My left hand is going to grab the outside of my right leg, and my right hands are going to fingertip out to the side a little bit so I can fold forward towards the right leg, not too deeply to the side. And then from there, let's crosswalk towards the front of the mat. Now you can lift up, step forward, cross the legs and then fold forward, or you can walk forward while keeping the fingertips on the mat or on top of blocks to help you walk forward 4 times. Just like we did before. I'm going to meet you on the other side. When you get there, you can lift up with straight arms forward, straight legs, or you can bend the knees around the spine, lifting up to a stand. Turn around, face the back. Let's get ready. Tree pose, other side. So your opposite leg will be the standing leg. For me, that's the left leg. And I'm going to lift my right leg up so that the bottom of my foot pushes into the inside of my left thigh. Notice when you tighten your core, you feel more balanced, don't you? And also notice when you angle your gaze comfortably and you really pay attention to one thing, limit all your possibilities of your vision into one thing, your balance feels more secure, right? Take that into your life. All of the possibilities, choose one, roll with it, go with it, and something's going to happen. It will happen. That's the power of your intention and action. Release from tree, stand. Lift that knee up into your hands. Interlace your fingers around that knee, holding it. And then figure for your leg. So that foot will go on top of the standing thigh, hands on hips. Bend that knee deep. Heart lowers towards the foot, parallel towards the ground, hips lowering into a chair. Spine somewhat comes parallel towards the spine, towards the floor as well. Deep. Protect that knee, protect the ankle. Stand up, release the foot down, palms face forward, mountain pose. Stand tall. Hands come down to the ground or on top of blocks. Opposite hand grabs that standing leg, the outside of that standing leg. And then pulling yourself towards that standing leg, heart towards the shin. The fingertips of that standing leg, or my left fingers, are gonna kind of walk out towards the left just a little bit. Gives me room. And from there, release. Standing, taking crosswalks forward, folding, or fingertip stays on the mat or on top of blocks. And then crosswalk 4 times. So take a step forward, fold. Step forward, fold. Upon taking your last step, lift up all the way, rounding the spine or spine straight, legs straight, arms straight. And release the arms down. Turn around, stand facing the front, mountain pose. How do you feel? How does your heart feel? How does the top of your head feel? Grab 1 or 2 blocks. For me, I'm going to take 1. Step the left foot forward, a lunge position, but legs are straight. Back toes point out just a little bit, a 45-degree angle. Front toes point directly forward. Set the left hand on top of the block. Set it down. Right hand on the right hip. Bend in the front knee and step up into a warrior 3 prep pose. Now, if you have 2 blocks, both hands on the blocks. Heart faces down. Really, the torso to the back foot faces the ground. If you're coming with me, 1 hand on the block, left hand on the block, right hand on the hip. Lift that right leg up. Bottom of the right foot is planted into an imaginary back wall. So your back body is facing me or the camera, whichever way you're facing. My back body is really facing the camera right now. My bottom toes still face the block. Release slowly release down, and step that back foot back into the 45-degree angle like we did before. Press that back foot into the mat. Keep the 45-degree angle with the back toes. If you want to, arms come forward parallel to the ground, palms together. Arms do not squeeze into the ears. Tighten the core and then release the arms down, but the legs stay straight. Fold. Nose goes towards the leg, towards the shin, top of the head, towards your toes. Keep the legs straight. Really see how that feels. Stay there or step that back foot up just a little bit, maybe a foot, but keep that 45-degree angle. Walk the feet apart from each other, left to the left, right to the right if you need to separate for the hips, and then fold towards that front leg again with the nose going towards the shin, or bend the back knee, interlace the fingers behind you and lift the arms up and overhead, bringing the nose as close to the shin. Front leg is straight, back knee is bent deep. Of course, 45-degree angle with that back leg, okay? Release. Straighten the back knee or step that back foot up next to the left foot. Bend the knees around the spine. When you come to a stand, grab that left foot, pull the heel towards the glutes, and stand tall on the right leg. You can use both hands if you want to, 1 hand. Slowly release that foot down and don't forget your breathing. Don't forget that mechanism that gives you life every moment. Turn around, grab the block or blocks again, facing the back. Last time. Step the right foot forward as if in a lunge. Back foot, back leg, 45-degree angle somewhat out. Separate your feet. Walk the right to the right, left to the left if your hips need some space so that you can balance. Bend in the front knee, left hand on the left hip, hand on block or blocks, entering Warrior 3 prep or half moon pose, which is what this is. One hand on the block. And the front body is facing the wall that your front body is facing, which means turn the torso as much as you can using your core, not the shoulders. Hand stays on the block, bottom toes stay looking to the back. Fingers of the bottom wall of the bottom stay looking to the back. Top toes stay looking where your eyes are going. You got it, you got it. Stay strong and slowly, slowly, be slow. Don't rush this part. Step back. Hands down or on top of blocks. Nose goes towards the shin as close as it can. Legs are straight. If you want to, arms can come together parallel to the mat. Palms together. Stretch and engage the glutes here. And then release down. Stretch towards your front shin. Nose goes down. Top of the head towards the toes. Or step the back foot up a foot. Bend in the back knee if you'd like, interlacing your fingers, reaching them up and overhead, straightening the arms, and then the arms are really pulling down towards the ground. No strain anywhere. If you feel any uncomfortable pulling, of course, pull back a few inches or out of the pose, entering something that is a little easier. Release when you're ready, stepping the back foot up next to the right and roll your spine up to a stand. Bend the knees as you do this. Push the hips forward just a little bit, a micro inch. Subtle, very subtle. Grabbing the right foot, pulling it towards the glutes here behind you. Knee points down, points down. And repeat this practice again and again to practice your balancing, your focus, and also joint alignment. Release the foot down, shake, 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 wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Release that energy. Woo. You got it, you got it, you got it. You did great. Let me tell you, you did wonderful. Inhale in the nose, and if you want to, exhale all of that mess out the mouth. Hands on your core. Just stand in mountain pose, which is a full body engagement, whether you knew it or not. Bend the knees, round the spine, fold forward. Toes are pointing forward, but they are all separated. Roll yourself up into a stand. Round your spine again into a forward fold, knees bent. Rolling, rolling, rolling back up into a stand. When you roll back up and you feel your balance is 100%, stand in mountain pose. Mountain pose is going to be this practice's version of Shavasana, of the, corpse pose of just resting at the end. So you can lay in Shavasana, but standing. Of course, lay down if you need to. No problem with that. But I want to end this practice with you to tell you that we are in balance. As long as your intentions are in line with your mind and your actions and your emotions, your imagination, you're in balance.